Hello, buddy. Welcome back to Tin Man's Core Channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'm going to go ahead and react to the evolution of Beetlejuice animated by the Taylor Animated Channel. Now, I was going to react to it on Halloween, but I completely forgot. So sorry about that. I just got so busy filming the other videos and I forgot all about it. So without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights off, boot the camera up here for you guys. Let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag. Okay, here we go.
Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice is the ghost with the most, but just how has he evolved? Let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose. Animated. In his debut film, Beetlejuice has pale skin with cream patches, dark eye bags, rotting teeth, and unkempt greenish blonde hair. He sports multiple watches, wears his signature white suit with vertical stripes, has metal buttons along his tie, and fashions leather combat boots.
I didn't even notice that when I watched the first Beetlejuice movie for the first time. I didn't even know he had metal buttons on his necktie. But that costume has been so recognizable during Halloween. I think it's now become a fashion statement. You don't only see boys wearing it as a Halloween costume, but you might see women wearing a feminine version of it as well. But man, them stripes really make it look like he's a deranged circus performer or something. But it's still a cool look nevertheless.
Notable suits include his cowboy attire, a mangy duster look, plaid apparel, relaxing robes, and red wedding garments.
Those are all cool backup get-ups, but also I love that scene where he switches out of this get-up to talk with Barb and her husband, and he switches to that attire to match him. I thought that was hilarious. Even when he said, "Hey, look, you and me shop at the same store."
He can transform into his own carnival, as well as an ugly snake. This ghoul is commissioned by two ghosts to help frighten off their unwanted house guests, but later attempts to trick the guest's teenage daughter, Lydia, into marriage in order to leave the afterlife. But when the wedding is called off, Beetlejuice ends up in the netherworld waiting room. In the animated series, BJ wears a pink dress shirt, smaller boots, has purpley skin with no green mold, red-tipped fingers, bright blonde hair, yellow eye whites, and his tongue is striped.
I've never seen the animated Beetlejuice cartoon show, but did the animators really had to make his tongue pop out with a snaky stripe pattern to it? And that was one thing I forgot to mention about his snake persona that he turns into. It looked funny, but I wouldn't want to be in the same room with that thing at all. But I don't know why the animators did not add his moldy skin textures on this Beetlejuice's face, just like the movie. But of course, they were trying to make this character their own and try not to make it look exactly like the movie. And plus, it'd probably been hard to animate it, too, probably. You just never know. But that pink shirt really makes this ensemble look weird, in my opinion.
In flashbacks, he's seen as a baby and a teenager, and we meet his down-to-earth family as well. He continues his transformations and takes on many pseudonyms like the versatile Mr. Beetleman, Baby Juice, Cousin BJ, and many more, along with wacky personas like Ultra Beetleman, Grim Deanna Bones, Beatrice Witch, General Splatten, Begore, and Sherlock Juice.
He really had to dress up like Sherlock Holmes, but he got to call himself Sherlock Juice. Man, I wish we saw that in the first movie with Michael Keaton, just to show that he can change his costume to look like different people and change his persona.
His bones are surprisingly snooty. When headless, his body acts independently, and he can split himself in two opposite personalities. This ghost is friends with his underage ex-fiancée, with whom he goes on fun misadventures. An early 90s video game features the cartoon Beetlejuice with teal skin and blue eye whites. The movie Beetlejuice has his own NES pixelated model, and a third game features a colorless BJ.
I know this is the beginning of video games, but if you're going to make Beetlejuice into a video game character, why would you make him look like a lizard with white and black clothes? I mean, that's what I'm getting off of this picture. Then the movie NES version looks just like a guy that just popped out of a bad batch of popcorn to me. I mean, it almost reminds me of somebody from Minecraft. And this one looks like it just came out of a creepypasta story because it's just black and white. But every video game involves, so I hope they made a new one for the new movie. I don't know, but let's just see.
In Graveyard Review, Beetlejuice combines elements of the movie and TV version, has white gloves, a red face crease, pale lips, and a rocking instrument. This school orchestrates the Universal monsters in song and has a lineup of seductive backup dancers. The video game Lego Dimensions has a playable Lego Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice the Musical features a more scuffed-suited Beetlejuice with smaller shoes, a striped dress shirt, splotchy green tie, less pale skin, and spiky green hair, which, in earlier shows, changes color based on his mood.
Okay, yeah, I saw this advertised on TV before, but I was like, why would the musical change his hairstyle to be more pointy up in the air instead of like a mullet? And then his hair changes every time he's in a different mood. That's just silly. And plus, you dingy up the iconic costume and add a striped shirt. Now he really looks like he belongs in a circus or he just popped out of a mental institution. One.
He also wears a game show host suit and his red wedding attire. The South Korean and Norwegian versions recreate the American look. The Brazilian version has illustrated beetles on his suit, a drawn-on ribcage, gray skin, and less spiky hair.
Okay, that's a little bit better. I don't know why the other two countries had to replicate our musical Beetlejuice while this one right here did something totally unique by adding beetles on the costume and bringing back his long hair. Man, I heard about the different countries having different Broadway musical Willy Wonkas, but I didn't know they had Beetlejuices around the world as well, which that's totally rad.
He also notably wears a spiral-style jumpsuit.
What?
The Japanese version has more coiffed hair, suit straps, and a netted vest.
Okay, no. You know what this one reminds me of? A cross between, get ready for this, Jared Leto's Joker, because how his makeup looks. I'm talking about the Joker that he did for Zack Snyder's Justice League, not the one with the tattoos and fancy clothes that he was wearing in Suicide Squad. Not only that, but he also looked like Johnny Depp's Edward Scissorhands, all bashed into one character, you know. But that ain't a bad look for another country's Beetlejuice.
Other suits are also much more fancy-looking. Sweden's Beetlejuice has billowy pants, a tattered neckpiece, and white disheveled hair. Prague keeps his look closer to the movie version and has a more colorful dress shirt and Converse. The musical BJ has a mother who is even more evil than he is, but Beetlejuice gives her a quick ending into the netherworld. In Teen Titans Go, Beetlejuice is stylized, has lime green hair, and tiny shoes.
Whoa. How in the world did he get crossover with the Teen Titans Go universe? I mean, I know he's owned by Warner Brothers, who owns all the DC stuff, but he ain't a DC character. But I gotta admit that this animated Beetlejuice looks better than the one from the earlier cartoon series.
On top of some classic outfits and transformations, he wears Hawaiian vacation threads, an ill-fitted Robin uniform, and also transforms into a giant tarantula and banana man. This time he aims to steal Halloween spirit, but is taken out in pretty typical fashion. Roblox features its own blocky BJ with bulging eyes, spiky hair, and the ability to purchase real-world movie tickets. The game, Multiversus, features a more handsome Beetlejuice with thick stripes, large eyes, and saturated green hair. He also has DLC suits like a neon look and a bullbiter outfit.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, but this Beetlejuice looks cool as well. I mean, especially his neon look right here. I said if that don't look like he just came out of an 80s arcade room or Tron movie, then I don't know what else to tell you. But that's a cool look for Beetlejuice. And this bull rider getup looks cool.
He shares his styling with other playable characters. Sequel film, he looks older, has thicker hair, reshaped green mold, and his tie lacks the buttons. His suit has a bigger lapel, additional button and breast pocket, wider stripes, and he also wears therapist attire, updated wedding garb, an immigration officer uniform, and a matador ensemble. His creepy inner child also appears, and his coworker Bob does a pretty great impression of him. In flashbacks, he's seen as a living, breathing, regular Joe grave robber who is deathly poisoned by his new bride, but he manages to give her the axe. This film finds Beetlejuice teaming up with Lydia to save her daughter, all the while trying to avoid the unliving company from his past. Now go summon Beetlejuice yourself and subscribe for more animations.
Well, can't believe Beetlejuice evolved like this over the years. I mean, from 2 movies with Michael Keaton already, 1 animated series from the 90s, and then you have like a playable Lego Dimensions version of him, and he ends up in that new multiversus game with other Warner Brothers related characters. Wow. Yeah, let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite version of Beetlejuice. Is it Michael Keaton's, since he's the OG, or any of the Broadway musical versions, or one of the video game ones? This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and I said that's a wrap. And have a nice day, everybody. And I know every time you watch this video by itself, you'll think it keeps getting funnier every single time you watch it.